Okay, when we stopped off the last video from last week, we had constructed these hoses and made them ready to go onto the truck. At this point, we're going to change out the adapters on the kit itself and then go apply it onto the truck. So it's going to be kind of easy this time around because everything was mounted once before and I just got aggravated and took it off. Want to address one thing about putting these kits on, whether it be a 1 filter or a 2 filter kit. You may ask yourself, why do that? I've got a motor, I've got an oil filter, and it's working fine. Understand the aspect of heat and lubrication, and simply we're putting more oil in the motor. Okay, you're going to have oil in these lines, you're going to have oil in these filters. Each filter will hold, let's just say, a little shy of a quart. Okay, so basically we're going to put, with the lines in these 2 filters, over 2 extra quarts of oil into the motor. Now, most people, if you're going to do this, is looking at getting a larger oil pan. Instead of a 5 quart, maybe going to a 6, a 7, 8, maybe even a 10 quart in some racing applications. And that's a wet sump system, not a dry sump. We'll cover that in a later video. But nonetheless, those oil pans can be north of $500, and that's, you've got to, in many cases, take the motor out, or at least take the motor loose from the motor mounts and jack it up. Tremendous amount more work. So in the small block Fords and Chevrolets, these filters are very easy to get to, and these kits are very easy to put in. And again, we're going to add more oil to the system, and in turn, what will that do? Whether you have an oil cooler or not, it will allow the oil to run cooler because you've got a larger volume passing through the motor. So at this point, we're going to take the straight adapters out, the hose adapters out of the oil filter adapter plate, and we're going to put in what we need to adapt here. So stay tuned. Okay, what we're going to go away from, this is obviously designed for a hose fitting, or excuse me, a hose to be slid on there, and in turn we're going to put this fitting on there, which will accept the female end of that hose. Maybe. Okay, we've got both of these out. Now we'll put the male-to-male adapters into the plate. Okay, look very carefully. This is a male pipe thread in, and if you've ever paid any attention to male pipe thread, they're tapered. It's smaller here than it is here, so what they're designed to do is you tighten the fitting up and goes into the female side of it. It gets obviously tighter, and it's supposed to seal. Don't ever put those things together, male pipe thread, female pipe thread, without some Teflon tape. This will assure you don't have any leaks. All we're doing here is just screwing these right back in where the aluminum adapters for the hose, the rubber hose that is, came out of. To the extent that you can, always try to buy like materials. All of this should be in aluminum, but understand, anytime you're doing aluminum into steel or vice versa, you've got an opportunity there for galding. So again, the Teflon tape, but also it probably wouldn't hurt to put a little bit of anti-seize in it if you think you're ever going to have to take it apart again. So we'll get these tightened up. Okay, so this is ready to go on the block. Next, we've got to take this 90-degree fitting out. We'll also use 2 straights, because remember, we put the 90s actually on the hose. Again, more Teflon tape. That one there was a little bit tighter than the other one, obviously. Alrighty, that mission has been accomplished. I want to take a moment and talk with you briefly about oil filters. I use Wix filters no matter what. Okay, this one here, part number is a 51515. It's for small block Ford and all the way up to I think a 350 and some 390s. But let me introduce you guys indirectly to a fellow YouTuber. His name is Stephen Cox, and he's out in Texas. He's a diesel mechanic. I would like to refer you to him to look at the video he did about 2.5, 3 years ago about filters. Okay, Wix Filters simply makes the best product on the market. Okay, a lot of ad campaigns, but I would do a video, but I couldn't do anything any better than what Steven did, and he looked at everybody. He looked at K&N, he looked at Purelator, STP, all of your retail stores have their own brand, but Wix, the contents that's inside these filters, the flow path of the oil through the filter and its exit and what happens to it and the way that the filtration part is set up, there is nothing better than a Wix filter. Okay, yeah, in some cases they're a little bit pricey, but so's replacing an engine. Okay, at this point we're going to step outside, put all of this stuff back together, and then check for leaks. Thank you very much for being with me. I appreciate the time you spend in my shop. Hit like and subscribe. I'll meet you outside. Okay, the thing there in the foreground obviously is a power steering lid, but right in behind it, right there below the header, that's going to be the filter that we're going after, and in turn I'll show you the actual adapter once we get it screwed into place. thus far, that's where we've gotten. We've got the plate on, we've got the bottom of the hoses put in. As you can tell, obviously the oil filter has been replaced. And next we're going to put the bracket with the 2 filters, and we'll tie these 2 hose ends right here into there, and we'll be done. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, coming at you.
I'm gonna take a seat. Is that hurt to hold that?
No.
My arms are.
Push on the bolts.
I am. Does this one need some more movement?
No.
One's not directly flat.
That's okay, I got that one. Okay.
Got it?
There you go.
Well, I don't know if I should let it go.
You got it, Lynn.
Here.
All right, when I tell you, get on there and hit it.
Hit it like this.
The one closest to you, tighten it up.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
All right, go to the next one. All right. That's good right there. As you can tell, there's a little bit of change in the fingernails from my little helper over here. Helps if you tighten them up. Alrighty, again, 2 filters. We'll use some of the oil that's in this filter to help lubricate it just a little bit. The reason, obviously, that you're putting the oil on this gasket, you don't want it to catch on the side of the block, or in this case on the adapter there, and pucker up. We're trying to get rid of several leaks, and that won't do anything but cause another one. Okay, at this point, the kit's put back in. The only thing I'm going to do now is add oil back to it. Again, I appreciate you guys spending a little time with me this afternoon in the shop. Hit like and subscribe. Tell your friends. We're also on Facebook now. Check out Facebook. It's Jody Sellers, Rust Lovers Garage. Either one of those, I've tested it myself, either one of those names will pop up, and you can keep up with us and correspond via Facebook. And we've also got an email address at rustloversgarage@gmail.com. So either one of those two there, you can correspond us with us. Obviously, comments are welcome here on YouTube. Again, hit like and subscribe, and as always, God bless.